Hello everyone, Rosa Renatia here, and it's time again for tea and tutus. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. No tea this time, at least a tutu. It's also Pride Month, so happy Pride, everybody. Coming from your favorite bisexual, me. I've been talking about it for weeks, basically ever since I started the series, and I can finally say that I can show off and talk about my Snow White cosplay. I'm gonna move it in frame, and we will kind of get started. And it's a little difficult to see here. I'm just gonna adjust. Okay, there she is. So, here it is, the big baddie herself, my pride and joy, my most difficult and taxing project ever. And I am still the only person to take this thing on. You can check me on that. Always check me on that. Every time I make that claim, check it, because if someone else has done this, I want to know how. I want to talk to you. Because as I was looking over the skirt the other day, there are a few holes. Holes happen when you're working with so many feathers and such a large surface area. I thought about if I, see, look, loose feathers. So yeah, when I start, I'll get to that part in a second. I thought about if I sewn them on instead, and what that would have looked like, and how much more time that would have taken, how much more tedious that could have been. Because everyone always asks me, why hot glue? You know, doesn't it come off? It only comes off if you don't put it on right. So the reason why it has so many holes, and the reason why some of these just pop off, is because when I first started working on this, on the first half, I will admit I wasn't as careful as I should have been with the placement of the feathers, especially when it came to actually attaching them to the skirt. I got to the point where I was just gluing and sticking things on to fill holes, or what I thought was filling holes, and it wasn't. Don't take that the wrong way. I know you people will. But I changed my methods when I got more serious about finishing the skirt. I actually filled in every single piece, every single, you know, blank spot there was. I made sure there was a feather to it and it was glued on properly. Basically, the method is you put a bit of dab of glue on, you go underneath, you stick it to the mesh, the tulle material in there, and you wait. I also had to learn the hard way that low temp is better than high temp hot glue when it comes to this, especially working with feathers. Normally, when working with fabric, you want the higher temperatures sometimes, but feathers are delicate and the tulle is delicate, so low temp is the way to go. The corset here, I don't know what you can see, you can probably see well enough. I cannot zoom mid-video, not yet anyway. The corset was also bought, this and the skirt I did buy, but I altered it up here. I need to add more gems. I had faux fake crystals. You can't really see them. They're there, I promise. And I added the feathers to kind of give that falling effect. There's one of the crystals, the gems, but this is just a basic zip front corset. It's not actually steel boned. I might need to replace it soon because it is getting in a little bit of rough shape, but it's doing okay, at least for how many times I have worn her. The necklace there, here, adjust slightly so you can see it more. The necklace is very special. I found this lovely piece on Poshmark, believe it or not. I had actually seen it, when did I first spot this? I saw it on Poshmark several years ago, or few, after I had started the dress, but not before I had finished it. And I was always keeping an eye on it, and it was just a little bit out of my price range for what it was. And then all of a sudden the listing was gone. Just didn't exist anymore, couldn't find it anymore. And that made me really sad because this necklace is pretty much identical to the one in the show, which is crazy to say. The listing ended up popping up back online, and I reached out to the lady and asked if she would take a little bit off because it had been listed for so long and I needed it in time for a convention. She was really sweet. She actually ended up taking like almost $20 off for me. Shipped it, gifted me a bracelet as well, and gave me a handwritten, really sweet note. So, love order from Poshmark. but the pendant of this necklace is identical to the one that she wears in the show. So I'm very proud of that find. This whole thing took about 13 months, start to finish. Like I said, when I finally got serious about getting it ready for GalaxyCon Oklahoma last year, OKC, and for Colorado Springs Comic Con last year, I really sunk the rest of my time into it. I would spend 5, 6, 7 hours a day just feather, and it is a crazy tedious process, but it's so worth it in the end. This thing, I still can't believe I did it. I look at it, and even though there are holes that need to be filled in, I'm not wearing it at a con for a while. It's gonna be mostly on display if I am able to have any more guest spots, just because I like to show it off. I like to show off the work. I like people being able to look at it and touch it. When I am wearing it, I do tell people that it is okay for them to touch the feathers to see, you know, how soft it is and how dense it is. It is a really cool outfit, a really cool thing that I made. I still need to work on the style for the wig. In the promo photo for the show, she's got a very different hairstyle when wearing this dress than she does in the actual scene in the show, which it is in just one scene. It's at the very beginning, the very first episode from the pilot. I don't know what hair and makeup was thinking. Sorry ABC, sorry Disney if you end up eventually seeing this someday, but her hair is so pretty and long and curly, and you could have done so many wonderful updos or styles with it. And we got, anyone seen Bram Stoker's Dracula? With like the weird 2 heart buns? That's what they kind of did to Snow White's hair with this dress. And so when it comes to the wig, I'm still figuring out a half up, half down curly thing. Right now I just wear the low bun and do the flowers that she did have in the show, the pink cherry blossoms, and I just kind of, I wing it. I did do another photo shoot with this dress recently. I've done 3 technically now, 4 if you count the ones I did at Holiday Matsuri. But that is specifically for another magazine submission for Cosplay Glade magazine. I have been featured in their 2 issues. I don't remember what months. It was recent. I was featured in their Final Fantasy issue as Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, and their March, April, May, one of those issues for villains from my Queen Beryl cosplay from Sailor Moon Crystal. So this one is going to be submitted for obscure fandoms, and I'm hoping that Once Upon a Time is still obscure. It's kind of becoming a bit more popular again as a lot of the actors have started the con circuit and have started touring around the US and Europe and making guest appearances. So I don't know if it will make it in because I don't know if it's obscure anymore. I think it is. It's a 14, 15-year-old show, and I've seen all the different Regina cosplays. I've seen a few do Snow's like not huntsman, her like woodsy outfit, her hunting outfit when she's in the Enchanted Forest. And the only other time I've seen this dress was like, it was like a faux fur material skirt. It wasn't the feathers. That was on Etsy, and that was several years ago. I don't even think the dress is even for sale. It might have gotten bought. So I'm still the only person who has made this thing from a show. That is still one of the craziest claims to make in the cosplay and costuming world, but I get to do it. I'm excited. My goal still for this is to eventually hopefully get noticed by the show, because that would be really cool, because I want to, my dream is to actually be able to see the actual dress in person from Once Upon a Time, her actual wedding dress. I think that'd be really cool. So maybe we could just start tagging Disney and ABC, who knows. But that's it for this week's episode. I'll catch you guys again in another 2 weeks. I have no idea what I have planned for that episode, so I will get on that. That's why I moved these to every 2 weeks. I hope everyone has a good rest of the evening, night. I hope everyone has a good week and have a great Pride. Let's see if my clicker works this time. I bet you it doesn't. I bet you it does. It doesn't. It starts the video. That's all I can hope for. Bye, guys.